After 8 o'clock, Captain Steve, Jim Hunter, and we are visited by Sherri Proud, the Director of Park and Rec in the city of Coralville. Hi, Sherri.
She brought her own computer today.
Oh,
Good morning. I did. I think it was a problem with the printer last night, so I just put my notes on my computer.
I went through 1 week of problems with the printer, and I finally got it to work when I put in cartridges with ink.
Oh, yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. Yeah.
It's funny how you find things out.
Yeah.
Beautiful morning out there this morning and yesterday. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, these are good days, and the heat's supposed to come up this weekend, which is, good for the pool patrons.
Yes. Yes, pool. The aquatic center, our aquatic center closes. Our last day is Wednesday, August 20. So this will be the last weekend for people to get out there.
Oh, wow. God. Is that because of back to school and everything?
Back to school, by the time that our college kids start exiting somewhere between the 5th and 10th of August. Mm-hmm. And then our high school students, of course, are getting ready to go back to school, and they have sports and band and choir and show choir and lots of different things that are pulling them in over to Weston, to Liberty campus and City High campus. So we also we start to run out of staff, and that's kind of an issue when you're running a pool that takes about 11 to 12 staff members at a time.
I would say that's definitely a problem. You want to make sure that they're all safe, for one thing.
Right.
All the patrons, so.
Yeah, but the indoor pool is open and will continue to be open, so people can come and cool off at the indoor pool.
My grandkids in Peoria started school today.
Oh, wow.
It's way too early, but according to Mom, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Back in school.
When I went, we didn't start till like
after Labor Day.
After Labor Day.
It was always
and university. I remember I started classes on September 20th.
Wow, that's really late.
That's really late.
And then I attended classes up till November 20th.
Funny. Fun fact about Sherri Proud. I started kindergarten on August 27th, whatever year. And I started college on August 27th.
Wow.
And it's a significant day in our family because it's my dad's birthday. So I can always remember the days that I started those school years.
My first day behind the mic of a professional radio station was on my dad's birthday, so I can always remember that. February 17th, 1980.
I started, I started radio when I was 15 and 65 on June the 4th, and then I joined KFMH. We put it on the air on June the 4th of 73.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love it when you can... You can put those together and remember those dates.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my best friend from college, he was married on my second daughter's birthday.
Okay.
I mean, I had to leave my wife after the birth and had to drive down to the wedding.
Go to a wedding. Yeah.
It was a long and very interesting day. All right. Well, let's get back to the task at hand. We just did a story this morning that Coralville has agreed to put the local option sales tax on the ballot for November.
We'll be joining North Liberty and Iowa City for that local option sales tax. And that's sometimes people refer to that as a penny tax, but that's coming up November 4th, and some priorities, the priorities that Coralville is putting on. Each city gets to do their own priorities, set their own fund, what they're going to use those dollars for.
By state law, half of it has to go to property tax relief, and then the other half is at the city's discretion.
Right, and for the city of Coralville, they've stated that our priority is going to be to build a new recreation center and indoor pool, for some rental rehabilitation and renovation grants, affordable housing, parks and trails, and then, of course, that blanket statement of other projects identified from time to time in the city's capital improvement plan.
Yeah, so this gives you guys a little extra cash to move forward on the projects that you have in your master plan.
Right, and the council really debated this a long time between. We've had the master plan. This is our second master plan for rec center and indoor pool. The first one was completed in 2004. and the second one completed in 2024. And then the question always is, how do we fund this? And do we go back and forth between general bond, and that, of course, is just straight property tax increase, or do we do it by something like this mechanism with local option sales tax? And the thing that we come back to a lot, or City Council discussed, is how many visitors are coming from all over the state and out of state, and that gives a little bit of a relief for our residents because that money is coming in from those out of those visitors from out of our community.
Right, and according to what I read, it doesn't. The like hotel and motel stays are not taxed, but of course those people will be spending money in Coralville.
Yes,
and like gas and a lot of necessities are not, groceries are not part of this or anything. And I think that's going to be up to the cities, especially Coralville, to get it out to the residents that it's, you know, you're not going to get a flat 1% or 1 cent tax on everything.
Yeah, no, everything that wasn't taxed before, it still remains not taxed.
There you go.
Utilities, vehicle registration, groceries, prescription medication, medical devices, educational materials, construction services, and internet access services all have they have their own mechanisms, some of them, or they're just not taxed by the state of Iowa, and that will continue to not be paid.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. But it is exciting that that a decision has been made, and finding a way forward to look at some different projects.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And this area is one of the few. I think Ankinen's the other one with populations of 50,000 or more that don't have a local option sales tax. So I'm kind of catching up with the rest of the state.
Right. Over 90% of all the communities in the state of Iowa have enacted the local option sales tax for their communities, and are out there doing good things with that money.
Yep, absolutely. And you kind of have to, this has become a necessity with cuts in federal funding and on different things. So Mayor Foster talked about that, you know, how even the state is, you know, cutting back on property tax funding and stuff like that.
Right. Finding our way forward and a way to do those things was really essential. And this is what the decision has been, and it'll be November 4th. It needs a 50% approval, 50% plus one,
right,
to approve those the total votes.
Simple majority.
Yes, simple majority. Official ballot language will be available coming up in the next few weeks at coralville.org, or it will also be on the Johnson County Auditor's webpage as well.
Yep, that sounds good. So you got activities coming up for back to school in the fall and everything?
Yeah. First, you know, as we roll into the back to school, we're thinking about, as a city, about how do we improve safety within our community, making sure that those kiddos are safe, getting to school, parents are safe, walking, you know, either walking their kids to school or parents are driving safely. So this is that time of year when we start issuing those notices to clear shrubs and brushes back from sidewalk, limb up those trees, make sure there's no that we have clear sight lines on those corners as you're rounding a corner or coming to a stop sign, and you'll be able to both see left and right, and those what we call visibility triangles are open on those areas.
I wish more cities did that, because there's a lot, you know, and people don't think about it. At the time they put a little bush in, and then you know, a couple
it grows and grows.
Yeah, it keeps growing.
Yeah, we really have tried to get pretty aggressive on that. The last 7 to 8 years, we started just we have our city into 6 regions, and in those 6 regions, each year we go out and inspect a region. And then we also, of course, if a staff member or a citizen reports a problem outside of a particular region, then we will also issue those notices. But it is really important that our streets and our sidewalks are safe, that we have lots of clear, not only sight lines, but it makes you feel safer as a person who's walking down a sidewalk. If there's not bushes encroaching or trees hanging really low so that it completely shades a sidewalk and puts things into a darker feel. We just want people to feel really comfortable on the sidewalks and streets in Coralville.
Most people are, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just didn't realize that it grew.
Right. And there are in some states where the cities take that on, and we don't in Coralville, and we want to make sure that people know that they need to keep that in mind when they're looking at their property. Yeah. We also, streets department's out painting crosswalks, and just a reminder, to watch for children and adults, everyone entering those crosswalks. Slow down when you see them and make sure that they're free before you travel through those with a vehicle. Kids bicycling to school, and of course, just slow down overall and keep alert out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, everybody's excited this time of the year. Kids are excited to get back to school, and parents are excited for the kids to get back to school.
It was always bittersweet because I loved my summers with my kids and being able to do different things and have different routines. And we have such a community of just so many activities. Like you were talking about the music that's going on this weekend. And you can, those are the things that I remember trying to make sure we got on our calendar as a family, and we went out and got to go do those. And you start to pull back a little bit on those when you start to think about, is my kid going to be grumpy on Monday morning if I pack too much into a weekend? Whereas if you can spread that out over a whole week of a summertime, you're in a lot better shape. So.
Facebook is really cool, though. The first day of school when everybody's posting.
Oh, yeah.
We used to, I remember Shane, starting school, and we'd take the pictures, and I'd cry. And and finally, like third or fourth grade, Jan didn't wake me to take. She just took the picture. She said, "I just here it is. Here's the picture."
That's good.
Well, a couple of years back, I had the four of the elementary school kids' pictures, and three of them were just happy and everything, and then my grandson just looked like he was taking the last mile walk.
Oh, no.
He was just
not happy.
No, he was fine when he got home after the first day, but boy, going in there, he was not a happy man.
My kids were always pretty good about taking pictures, and they were excited about school, except for I remember one year my oldest daughter got a new male teacher came to Coralville Central, and she was devastated that she got assigned to that teacher and didn't want to have a guy teacher and didn't want to go to school that morning. And I just remember those pictures, and by the end of the school day, loved him, he's wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah. This is the time of year that we also start registering for our fall activities, and we kick off a lot of activities coming up here very soon, and register for things like Pee Wee flag football. That's for our little 4 and 5-year-olds. That deadline comes up on August 18th. And of course, with all of our recreation programming, we're really looking at that basic skill development, sportsmanship, what's it like to be part of a team, and having fun with your teammates. So very important. Skills that we like to emphasize, and not so much on scores or how somebody in particular did. It's more about how many people can touch that ball and have a good time. So that's coming up. Volunteer coaches act as the quarterbacks in that particular one. So you get out there and have some fun with the kids right on the field. Swimming lessons, you can choose from Mondays or Wednesdays, or you can do our Saturday-Sunday combination. Of course, we're heading into my favorite time of year, Iowa football season, and but we have our lessons around that. So if it's an away game, we have Saturday lessons, and if it's a home game, we have Sunday morning lessons. So we adjust for that programming. And just a reminder to Coralville residents, if you have a child that needs to learn how to swim, our level 1 swimming lessons are free for any child living within Coralville. So you can come in and register for that for free, as well as our scholarship program covers any kind of skill development, all of our Learn Tos, so learn to swim, learn to play basketball, learn to play football, any of those programs are covered up to 75% of the cost if you're eligible for free or reduced lunch, or some of the other programs like WIC and things like that. So we want to make sure that all of our Coralville kids get a chance to participate in these fun activities. We have a new one coming up this year, a 3-on-3 youth basketball league. We do our regular basketball league starting in January and running to the beginning of March. This new one is for 3-on-3, and it's for 3rd and 4th graders, 5th and 6th graders, or 7th and 8th. That deadline comes up October 12th. I mention it this early because it's until the program fills. And so you want to make sure you don't wait until that absolute last day, because there might not be spots left. The Spring Youth Basketball League takes registrations coming up as well, and that's really fun because we play that with North Liberty and Tiffin. So you get a chance to travel around to the different gymnasiums in the 3 communities. And like I said, registration, it comes up fast, it fills fast. November 9th is the deadline on that particular basketball program. We also have things going on for adults, and some fun stuff that we started this summer. Some people love to play volleyball, love to be outside, but really hate having to play volleyball in the sand. So we started a grass 4-on-4 volleyball league this year, and it was really popular.
I'll bet.
And we're going to have it again this fall. It plays on Thursdays and starts August 28th and goes until the middle of October. $90 for your team, and they can get signed up right away. They also have an opportunity to sign up for a tournament with that grass volleyball league. And if you're like, I just really want to play traditional volleyball indoors on a gym floor, that is happening as well, with both league and single elimination tournament this fall. Of course, we're registering right now for fall softball, trying to get those schedules put together. So if you're still interested in a team, call Eric Dienison at the Coralville Recreation Center, and he can talk to you about what's available. And co-ed kickball and 5-on-5 basketball. So lots of fun things going on for adults. We're not just about kids at Coralville Parks and Rec. And we've got lots of classes for preschoolers and different things going on for our active older residents. We have a class that I actually help get it going every week, and a lot of times get to sit in on it, called Coffee and Crafts. It's every other week, Thursdays, the first and third Thursdays of the month, and it's a chance to just bring in if you have knitting or crocheting or needlepoint, or we had one lady who always liked to make cards. It's just a chance to get out and meet people in your community, especially if you just moved here. You want to make sure you establish friendships, and sometimes that can be harder as an older adult.
We got a lot of people that move. I mean, every 13 weeks, we take an influx of people in this community that moves here and moves out. And
yes.
Yeah.
Lots of mobility, and then there's lots of people who stay for a long time. So it's nice to we have a lunch program. We have a senior exercise program that's completely free and meets 9:30 to 10:15 Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at the Coralville Rec Center. And it's just fun to hear the conversations and questions asked, and people who know the answers and can help people out, and get people to different activities and where to go. Buy new tires. There's lots of conversations that they have, and I think that's wonderful.
I think it's so cool that you have an adult kickball league.
Yes,
that's such a neat idea.
Yeah, a lot. Just bringing back some of those sports that maybe you never played softball, but you probably played kickball, and
yeah.
Just coming out to enjoy a night at the ballpark each week with your friends is a really great way to keep involved and keep active. That I think is the biggest thing you can do for yourself is keep active and find a way to do it.
And all this stuff. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, with seniors especially, you live longer if you socialize.
For sure.
I mean, that's just the way it is. And these events get people out. And,
going to the grocery store and saying, can I have a paper sack instead of a plastic sack? It's not a lot of socializing, but
no.
But for some people, that's the only socializing they get is, in the grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
these programs
So this
are great.
Absolutely.
Yes, you want to come in and check those out at coralville.org/parks and rec. Our registration's active there. Our brochure activity guide is on there, and it's thick. It is thick this fall, so there is a lot of things going on. I say thick, but we don't actually print it. It's digital and lives
Yes.
on there, but there's a lot of pages, and probably something for everyone in that book.
All right. Well, thank you, Sherri.
Thank you.
Now your kids, how old are your kids?
My kids are old. My daughter, they're both in their 20s and living their best life, traveling and
Used to come
playing in a
and
band. I have one that plays in a band, and
You used to come in and the kids were
Yeah.
talked about them starting high school. And
I know. And now they just roll right into the next season, but it's just still fun. We like to enjoy. One still plays some volleyball, and we'll go to a volleyball game once in a while, and one's involved in community theater, so we do that, and it's just it's an active house at the Proud House.
I bet it is.
That's cool. Well, you're our favorite visitor. You know that, don't you?
I think you say that to all the visitors, but I'll take it.
I know there's some visitors. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sign up today for Woodcraft